some good job numbers yesterday came out, and the national unemployment rate is under 5%, but that's not the true number. We have the lowest job participation rate since the 1970s, and you have many of the jobs that I used to do are replaced by computers through automation. Dan, will we ever see strong employment participation numbers again?
Well, when you look at the job statistics, I always go back to something that my dad was actually a statistics professor, and he used to say, there's lies, there's damn lies, and then there's statistics. So those things can always be twisted to what you want them to say. But when you talk about being able to reach employment numbers that we used to be able to get to, whether it was in the 70s or 80s, Bill Gates recently raised a very interesting point. He said if you have robots that are going to be replacing human jobs, or technology for that matter, and there's no question that that's happening, he has made the statement that there should be a tax, like a payroll tax, on those robots, which creates an extraordinarily interesting concept, because we already know that the government needs a certain amount of tax revenue in order for it to function. And on the other hand, we have the issue of corporate profits, and corporations have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders to be productive and profitable. And using technology and using robots is part of that drive to make companies more profitable. But the real issue here is when you have advancements in technology, what happens to jobs? Back in 2013, there was a study that came out of Oxford University that estimated that 47% of U.S. jobs would be replaced by robots and or technology over the next 20 to 30 years. So we're right in the middle of that, getting into that window at this point. So what's going to happen? So my thought is that I agree that we may not be able to reach the employment numbers that we need to get to keep people working. So I fall back to another very smart guy who made the statement that Elon Musk, who said there's a pretty good chance we end up with universal basic income due to automation. Basically, you start paying people to do nothing, so you get money for nothing. And to me, that just doesn't seem right. But because there's going to be less jobs, what's the answer here? I'm a 1980s kind of guy, particularly with music. So I go back to Dire Straits. You probably know this, King, right? Your money for nothing and your chicks for free. I always thought about that, of being a rock star. I didn't think about that happening just because you were replaced by a robot.